So welcome back to the Art of Crochet blog, and this is square 81, and we've got these lovely colours this week, and we're going to start off with the lime green. You can see I've already done my chain of 6 and joined it with a slip stitch to form a ring, and now I'm going to do 12 trebles in there. So the first one is 3 chain, so that's 1, and then 11 proper trebles right into the ring, and I'm going to wind that end in at the same time. So do your 12 trebles, and then we're going to fasten off and change colour. So the next instruction for round 2, we're going to fasten on the mauve yarn, and it says to work into the space. Now as you can see here, I think you can see if I hold it really close, there's the stitch here, which is those 2 bars in the V shape, and then there's another thing at the back here, that there's another part of the stitch there. Now if you're working into the stitch, I'd say go under the 2 bars, but because it says work into the space, you go right into this hole and absorb all of that, all of those bars, anything that's going around, you take it up into the stitch. So here we go, let's start here in between those trebles, and we're joining this one, and this round is all about treble clusters. So we start off with a 2 chain because a cluster is slightly shorter than a regular treble, and then a treble just to get us going, and then there's a 1 chain space in between each one, and then into the space again there I'm going to do a 2 treble cluster, so the first part of the movement twice, and then a 1 chain, and then into the next space. So the first part of the move twice and a 1 chain. Okay, so work that all the way around. So here's the third round, and we're going to do 3 trebles in each of those 1 chain spaces, and I'm winding in the end of the purple in the back there, and then I'm going to wind in the end of the mauve as well when I get to that bit too, so that bit will lay along there and get bound into the back. Less sewing in. Yay. So when you finish that round, you can pull the ends that you've worked in, and the best way I find is to just pull them, tug them a little bit and snip as close to the work as you can, and then it will pop back inside and be safe underneath those stitches so it won't stick out. So round 4 calls for treble 2 together. Now, what is a treble 2 together, I hear you cry, and well, it got me too, so but I have worked it out. So it's slightly different from a cluster. So I've done my 3 chain here, or 2 chain actually, because it's a bit shorter, and go into the next stitch, not the space, so into that top under those 2 bars, and I'm going to do my treble. But instead of going through both of those last loops, you just go through 1. So you've still got that one on the hook, and then you do the next treble, and only instead of going through both again, you keep, so you've got 3 loops, and then you go through all of them. And that is a 2 treble together with a 3 chain. So in the next group we're going to do treble 3 together, so we do a 3 chain gap in between each set of these treble togethers, and then we're going to do into those top of those next 3 trebles there. So let's try it again. We're going to do 1, and instead of, you see, normally you'd do that, but you don't, you just go keep 2 loops on the hook, and then both bits, so I've got, there are 3 loops, look, and the next one, so I've got 4 loops on the hook, and now I'm going to pull through all of them together. Okay, so that's 3 trebles together. So then 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to do it in the top of these next ones. So keep going, doing that all the way around. So this is the end of my 3 trebles together row, and I can't quite make my square lie flat at the moment. It wants to sit up like that, like it's a bit too tight, but I think it will flatten out hopefully with this next row. So let's have a go. So we're joining the periwinkle to any of these 3 chain spaces, and where you may have noticed that we haven't done any shaping yet, so it's still a circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4 chains, and then 2 double trebles, so that's with the yarn round twice, and then again, okay, so we've got that really tall corner there, and then we're going to do 1 double treble and 4 trebles in the next space. So we do 1 in here and 4 trebles. So there's 4 trebles and 1 double treble, and then in the next one we reverse that, so we start off with 4 double trebles and then 4 trebles and 1 double treble. You start off with double trebles in a corner, and then the next row is 1 double treble and 4 trebles, 4 trebles, 1 double treble, and then in the corner here we've got 3 double trebles, 2 chain, and then another 3 double treble, and then we carry on going all the way around. So this will be the same here, 1 double treble and 4 trebles, and so on. So you keep, and it's pulling out the shape quite nicely. You see that bit lies flat, so it works. Hurrah! So here it is, the finished square, and you can see it makes perfect sense, and you get this lovely sort of flowery star shape here with these nice petals. Isn't that great? 81, done.